What up, what up? Gonna start the poll right away. I'm not even gonna lie. We're just gonna get right into it. What up, what up? We're talking about how to increase testosterone naturally. What up, what up? Shoot, bro. We're just talking about how to raise testosterone naturally. And we're gonna go over some stuff. I actually have some stuff written down that we're gonna go over. So this is gonna be kind of an organized stream with some Q&A added to it. But I'm just gonna keep everything real, everything raw, and everything unfiltered. That's how we do it over here. But yeah, let me just put this in here real quick. My voice is also kind of shot. Strep rumping. Now I can do 15 without having to stop. That's awesome. I absolutely love that. Keep it up, and you'll be able to do 100 without stopping soon. And that is what we're looking for. So good stuff. No mods right now. YouTube still has a strike on me. And so yeah, I'm gonna have a whole new mod like process soon. All right, so first poll question. Let's go. Okay. First poll question is. So this is mainly for, men, in their 20s, early 20s, maybe mid 30s or early 30s. Whenever that's what this is for. This talk is for how to raise your testosterone naturally, how to become the best version of yourself, and how to avoid all the propaganda and lies that you guys have been told. So the first question I'm going to ask on this poll is, do you have high testosterone? And again, if you guys aren't interested in this topic, feel free to leave, because we're only talking about this specific topic. So the question is, do you have high testosterone? Wait. I might need to make it a poll, actually. There we go. All right. Now we got the poll. Do you have high testosterone? Yes or no? All right. So what do we got? The streak is not already. No, it's not. It's going to be a little bit. And there's going to be a whole, yeah. Not for a little bit. Pacers advanced NBA Finals, nice. How do I know if I have it? Do you wake up with a lot of energy in the morning? Do you, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're young, like, if this video is mainly for men, like, in their, like I said, early 20s, maybe even their 30s, trying to figure out how to get high testosterone, or if you feel like you're just developing, you're starting to lift weights, then this video is for you. If you're not in the gym and you're not lifting weights, then this video is definitely not for you. Unless you plan on starting to lift weights. So we have people saying yes, they do have high testosterone, which is interesting because on average men have low testosterone, especially in the USA. So I want to know who's voted say they have high testosterone, and have you ever got your testosterone levels tested? I've been waking up at like 6 a.m. tired as, and then 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, so your testosterone probably is plummeting because of that. So make sure y'all are getting good sleep, because that is one of the number ways to optimize your testosterone, number one. And number two, in the day you're actually doing things, getting sun, lifting weights, you know, primal movements, walking around, doing, you know, human movements, and that will also raise testosterone naturally. And it'll just give you more stuff to do in the day, which will make you more tired, which will help with sleep. So keep that in mind. What up, everyone hopping in? Today we're talking about testosterone. Basically, men's decrease in testosterone over the years, why it's happened, who's to blame for it, how to fix it, all these different things. So right now we're just asking the main question, do you have high testosterone? Let's see if people are going to, you know, people know what they're talking about or people don't. And, you know, we got everyone saying they have high test. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. What, so y'all have to understand something too. I was very low testosterone for many, many years of my life. And, you know, it really, really affected a lot of things in my life. Not only just emotionally and physically, but like it affected my motivation, it affected my addiction, it affected like my brain patterns. Like, you guys have to understand that testosterone isn't all about, you know, your diet, lifting weights, lifestyle, nature. It's all about it's a lot about mindset too. If you're doing things you don't want to do, that will produce testosterone naturally. And if you consistently go to comfort, you are lowering your testosterone naturally. Okay? And I know it seems like, what is that? What do those have to do with, you know, like your hormones in your brain? It's like, because the hormones in your brain, there's a thing in your brain that literally gets bigger every single time you do something you don't want to do, okay? And it trains your brain to become stronger. And that's how, you know, you get higher testosterone. So again, one of the biggest things you got to make sure you're doing is getting lots of sun, okay? Lots of nature, okay? Lots of, you know, being the best version of yourself in outdoor primal movements, you know, getting sun, feet in the grass, and you know, just primal movements, outdoor nature. That's the vibe. And you want to be lifting weights, heavy, high intensity movements in general, like sprints, pull-ups, push-ups, you know, all these different things to increase testosterone. Another thing that you guys want to be doing too is kind of biohacking your own body. So what is the diet? What diet gives, you know, helps with high testosterone? Well, steak. Steak is one of the best test boosters. Eggs, salmon, sardines, you know, like nutrient dense foods. These are really, really good for a high testosterone. Raw dairy, you know what I mean? And yeah, very competitive. That's good. Like, being very competitive is a sign of high testosterone. Another sign of high testosterone, and this is where you get more into the neurological, psychological part of it, where if you're able to argue something that you believe in to more than one person, it's a sign of high testosterone. So basically, if you're able to disagree and not comply with everything, like if everyone were to, you know, say one thing, then you just be like, oh yeah, that thing. But you know, you actually, if sign of high testosterone is that you're like, wait, no, I don't care if all of them think that. I still think this way. They did an actual test about this where they had people in a room, and everyone, basically one person in the room was the test subject. Everyone else in the room knew what was going on. And what they basically did was like, okay, everyone lie and say that this color is yellow, even though it's obviously red. And they wanted to see if the people would just go along with what everyone else was saying because they just didn't want to look, you know, like stupid or, you know, like disagree with anyone, even though it was obviously the color that they were thinking. And what they studied, because they studied their testosterone after, is that the dudes that still disagreed and were like, no, I don't care if all 9 of you guys are saying this is yellow, this is clearly red. Those were the ones that had higher testosterone. And it was a very, very interesting study. Very, very, very interesting. You look like... well... I'll just put some of my credentials for testosterone just in case anyone's a little concerned about that. So this is my testosterone 762, which is top, at least top 90% overall, probably top in my age group 1000%, top 99% overall. And this is what I used to look like before when I had low testosterone, right? And this is what I look like now, just so we're all aware. Just so we can get a basis of where my credentials come from. There we go. Let's see what you look like. Oh, sorry, no profile picture. Okay. Yeah. Well, so that's just the credentials if anyone needs the, the actual evidence that I know what I'm talking about getting high testosterone and stuff like that. But yeah. Did you take testosterone? No. No, I did not. I get a lot of people asking if I'm on, that or not, which is interesting. And then there will be some people that just hate, nah, that's not vibes. Definitely not. But, yeah, no. So, yeah, let's see the chat, though. We got 73%, nice. Good stuff. No. I've never taken steroids or any testosterone in my life. I'll do a bunch of different tests. I promise you, I definitely haven't. No, I'm not into that. What I'm into is teaching men how to get higher testosterone naturally. Like I said, if you need my credentials, they're right here. Like I said, 762 testosterone, top 99 male testosterone percentage. Then you can see what I used to look like before I did testosterone optimization. This is what I look like, low test, skinny, and this is what I look like now, a lot more high test, obviously, as you can see in the video. So that's what we're working with right now. And yeah, unfortunately, there's a big part of having high tests too is a lot of dudes might get really, really jealous of you. So keep that in mind because they're like really intimidated by the fact that you just radiate such good aura. And the cool thing is you could literally use it to get higher testosterone because you use it as motivation. You're like, oh yeah, it's like power and fuel. It's like, wow, I'm really pissing you off here. I love it. I can't get enough of it. And that's why I like these comments that I get. Because it's like, there's that fuel that I need to become better, to become the best version of myself, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And hope you guys do the same. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, I haven't got like a hate comment in a while. Like I need one to like, give me some energy. I'm too comfortable right now. I need like someone to like boost me up, someone to give me a little something, you know? I was skinny AF last year when I was in the hospital. I was there for 4 months. Well, good now you're in the gym a lot. And as long as you're not overtraining, you should be chilling. Time is it there? 8:50, 51. 8:51, my bad. Yeah, and just so everyone knows, I don't know if I pinned it, but this stream is purely talking about how to raise your testosterone naturally. So everyone in the comments, please don't comment anything other than asking questions about how you raise your testosterone naturally. This is mainly for men in their 20s and 30s. Like, if you're not in that, if you don't fit that category, nothing we talk about is really going to make that much sense. Like, unless you're a dude and lifting weights, then, like, you gotta, you gotta, like, this, because we're talking about, this is a very specific stream talking about becoming the best versions of ourselves. So we're only talking about boosting testosterone naturally. That's all we're going to be talking about today. Nothing else like that. Or how the fuck do I raise mine anyways? Brother, you make sure you get your sleep on point. Make sure you're not, eating bad food. And make sure that you're getting good sleep, okay? All of those things are extremely important, okay? And eat high-protein good foods like steak, eggs, salmon, you know what I mean? Fruits. Like, eating, like, good nutrient-dense foods is really important. All right. So, let's do it. So, let's talk about the foods that absolutely kill your testosterone. One, seed oils, okay? It's basically fried food. So the greaser, the thing that you put your fries in, the thing that they put your chicken nuggets in at the fast food places, your onion rings, that's called seed oils, and it's really, really, really bad for you, okay? Anything processed, anything that doesn't come from the animal itself, the tree itself, or the ground is not good, okay? That's why the USA has so many low test fat people, because there's so much processed food that they're not even avoiding. And then another thing is fasting, okay? So fasting in the morning, doing intermittent fasting can really clear out a lot of toxic stuff in your body, number one. And it produces a growth hormone in your body, because on a biological level, have to think about this evolutionary. We used to survive off hunting, and we didn't just every day be able to hunt down an animal. You know what I mean? Some days we went 3 or 4 days without hunting an animal. It just was what it was. And what this does is it actually makes you hungrier and able to, actually have more energy to hunt it down. You have to think about it this way. Would you have more energy to hunt down a tiger after not eating for 2 days, or more energy to hunt down a tiger after eating, like, cereal right before? I would say you have more energy after not eating for 2 days, because you're so hungry that you need it to survive. Well, if you have the cereal in your body, you're like, I could take it or leave it. You know what I mean? And that tiger, it can't just take it or leave it. It's going all in. So keep that in mind. So for training, make sure you guys are lifting heavy and training intensely. That is super duper important. But, like, it's very important that you're using your full body in the workouts. So I notice a lot of people that don't really train the right way in the gym, their biggest issue is that when they work out, their only part of their body that's, like, tight is the part that they're moving. You know what I mean? Like, their entire body isn't tight, their core isn't tight, their legs aren't tight. Like, you have to understand, like, if you're doing a bench press, your entire body should be engaged in the movement. If you're doing a deadlift, obviously your entire body is going to have to be engaged in the movement. And then even if it's squat, same thing. Like, your entire body needs to be engaged in the movement. But even dumbbell press, even shoulder press. I know some of you guys are like, what do you mean shoulder press? I don't need my legs to be engaged in the movement. I'm like, yes, you actually do. Like, there is some strategies of having non-leg engagement for chest, just purely chest-wise. But overall, for boosting testosterone, no, that's not the vibe. If you want to fully boost testosterone, you need to be doing full body movements constantly, okay? And that includes sprints, okay? That includes, becoming, like, a primal movement kind of person, like hunting, like, idea of hunting down an animal and eating its meat basically raw. Like, you have to think about it that way. That was how the people got the highest testosterone back in the day. So you have to think in those terms, okay? I wish I could get sleep, but oh shit, and that's my 8 siblings screaming. How do I raise it now? Like I said, brother, you still got to get that good sleep. Try to get noise canceling phones, or just try to get just normal earplugs in general, rubber ones. Try your best to just, avoid when they go to sleep. Try to find a good sleep schedule. And like I said, lift weights, eat a healthy diet, okay? Don't eat processed foods. Don't scroll on your phone all day. Don't be in bad light, all that stuff. That's very, very important that you get out of that. What up? I sleep at 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. What up, what up? Do you know how to backflip? I'm 16 and don't know how to back. I do not know how to backflip, sorry. So, yeah. Let's see what we got here. We got 75% of you guys saying you guys have high testosterone, which is very, very, very hard to believe. I'm sorry to say. The odds that most of you guys have high testosterone in this chat is very low. And the reason is because simply men in the USA have low test. Unless a lot of you guys are from different countries, and it's a whole different vibe. But I'm assuming you guys are from the USA. And if that was the case, then you guys definitely don't have as high as testosterone as you think. But I think what you guys should do is test it. Test your test. Literally, go get a testosterone test so you can see where it's at. You have full proof and credentials right there. You know what I mean? It does a lot to your brain, too, when you know, like, okay, I do have high testosterone. There's no, like, gimmick or lie anymore. Like, that's very important to know. So, yeah, like I said, be careful with all that. But also, at the end of the day, you're going to try to optimize what's been taken away from you. Because what we're going to talk about next is why men have low testosterone in the first place and why someone would even need to focus on this and why it's not just happening to them normally with their normal everyday life. Well, I'll explain to you why. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's this thing called electronics, right? And they have basically made men have the most sedentary lifestyle of all human history, meaning that we are moving less than we have ever moved in our entire life, okay? Now, there's a couple reasons that this is bad, but let's go over the first one. The first one is the sedentary lifestyle of non-movement keeps you very slow, slow-minded, slow-moving, slow person, okay? And when you're slow, everything's slow. So everything takes longer. That's the biggest issue, and that's what I think a lot of things have to do with low testosterone. Is your brain is slow because of all the plaque that's been built up in your brain from eating all the processed food that you've been eating. Some of you guys think that like plaque is just being built up, in like your arteries or your teeth for eating an unhealthy food, but no, it's actually built up in your brain as well. So you could literally be making yourself dumber by eating more and more fast food. Okay? And then you guys are saying, what do you mean? I know people that eat fast food all the time and they're super smart. And it's like, well, everyone has different potential with their, intelligence. But the truth is, if they were eating a better diet, they could be smarter. And you wouldn't know, and they wouldn't know because they've never tried it. What I know is that I'm definitely more intelligent than I was when I was eating fast food. When I was eating fast food, I was a lot slower. I didn't really think things through that much. I didn't think about, like, the bigger picture. I also didn't really think about how other humans thought about things. I didn't, like, go into other people's perspective. I was very much, like, the way that I think is, like, correct. And now I'm way more like, I don't really know. I'm open to understanding how everyone thinks because there's so many different questions we have on Earth. And I think that's a way more mature approach than just thinking that you're right about everything. My bad, guys. It helps if you're not on your phone, but it also depends on what you're doing when you're not on your phone. Are you just on video games? Are you on a computer? Are you looking at some other screen? Or are you out in nature? Are you lifting weights? Are you eating a healthy diet? Are you going out and doing things with your friends, sports, kikes, club, whatever, passion you guys have, if you're into, art or whatever, I don't know. Whatever you're into, you just got to get into it and do it. Yes, hiking and going to the gym is definitely very, very important. Hiking and going to the gym is probably two very, very simple things. I'm not saying easy. I'm saying simple things that you could do to raise your testosterone naturally, very quickly, I would say. Another thing that you guys can do if you want the secret hack to raising it really quickly, really, really quick, like a quick boost out of nowhere, is sprints. Because it is one of the most primal movements that you could ever do in your entire life, okay? Look at a sprinter's legs and look at a long-distance runner's legs, and you tell me what legs you would prefer when it comes to a muscular build. That's the thing. You guys have to understand something. You want to do these movements that we used to do as humans all the time. We were either chasing prey or getting chased by a predator. So we were always in a survival mode of sprint, which will get your body full body movement of, moving, and a fight or flight response, which is probably one of the best things to do for testosterone, is neurologically get your body in a fight or flight state of mind, and a survival state of mind. And if you could do that while moving your full body, it's going to produce growth hormone to an insane extent. And also just the studies behind how much it produces growth hormone after you do sprints is really, really good too. So keep that in mind, that sprints are definitely a nice biology hack. You know what I mean? That's why I call it biohacking, biology hack, life hack, health hack. And like I said, guys, the hack is there is no hack, okay? The hack is becoming the best version of yourself, realizing that all takes hard work, and there's no, secret way in. The secret way is that hard work. A full sprint with high intensity is hard work. So it is a hack in the sense that that's what you do to get high testosterone, but it's not a hack in the sense that it's not easy. It's just simple. Difference between easy and simple, okay? Easy means that it shouldn't take that much mental resilience. Simple means that there's a cause and effect, what you put in, you get out. That's what simple means. It's a simple cause and effect. There's nothing really going against it. You put in, you train every single day, eat high protein, you're gonna build muscle. Simple as that. Easy? No. No one said it's easy to train every day and eat, high protein. No one said that was easy. Simple? Hell yeah. And that's the thing you guys have to realize about testosterone. It's not about finding the easy hack. It's about finding the simple hack, which is getting nature, getting in the sun, high-intensity training, a whole food diet, and cutting out the BS, cutting out the stuff you're not supposed to be doing, and going from there, guys. It's simple as that. Another hack that, I'm sure you guys have all heard. I don't know if you guys breathe through your nose or not, but you guys should definitely start breathing through your nose, especially when you fall asleep, because you are missing out on a ton of oxygen that could really, really help with your testosterone too. Because your body's getting a whole new wave of air and different stuff that's just really gonna help you out. But you have to be able to breathe through your nose. If you're breathing through your mouth, then it's not gonna work. And it's gonna help with facial structure, aligning, jawline, all these different things. So there's no reason to not do it. Honestly, I don't see any reason someone would not try to breathe through their nose, fix their facial symmetry, their jawline, all this different type of stuff to increase testosterone. And it's just gonna help too. And another thing is the jaw exercises. I genuinely think the jaw exercises could possibly have a link to raising testosterone too, because you're doing a movement with a part of your body, of your muscle, that never really gets used. People barely chew on things anymore because we're not hunting out animals. We're way more omnivores. But at the end of the day, if you're still using a lot of chewing things, like chewing steak and all that, it really would really help with your jawline. And I do think like chewing a lot does help raise testosterone because you're getting androgen receptors like right here and right here. And those are big parts of testosterone is androgen receptors. Would it just help to go to sleep? No, I don't want to work on here. Like I said, brother, just get sleep. This is about testosterone optimization. Nothing else to do with anything other than that. Just whatever helps you get the best sleep is whatever helps you get the best sleep. Like, it's as simple as that. And the truth is, you guys have to figure that out. Because asking me, like, what would work better, it's like, I know the path, but I don't know your specific situation. So you need to test it and be like, does this work? No, it didn't work. Does it work? Yes, it worked. Okay, I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, it didn't work. I'm never going to do that again. Or, I'm going to try to do it a different way. Like it's all about trial and error. That's a big part of testosterone too, is having no quit with trial and error. You're constantly trying new things. You're trying to find what works the best. You know what I mean? So you have to keep that in mind. That you just have to like just constantly be figuring out life and figuring out how to solve a certain problems, okay? And having no quit with solving those problems, okay? Like a problem has arisen, okay, solve it, okay? That's quickly solve it. How do I do it quickly? How do I quickly solve it? That's another way to raise your testosterone, is not to, you know, like just trial and error. Because if you don't try and learn, then like you'll never know. Because every situation is unique. Like I could give you advice all day, but I don't know your life. I don't know who you deal with, how your brain patterns work. So at the end of the day, you need to try it out for yourself and then see, okay, I could take a little bit of this advice and then create it in my own way, because some of it works for me, some of it doesn't. And some of my advice is going to work for some of y'all and some of it's not. Okay, because some brains work differently. But if my advice has worked for you, then it's more likely to work for you again. But just keep in mind that it's all about trial and error and figuring out your own thing. You know what I mean? That's a big part of it. It's just figuring out your own situation. Like what works, what didn't, okay? Did I try this? Did I try that? Did I really try that? Did I really try everything? Did I really try anything? Well, I'm really honest with myself. Did I really try everything? Did I really put in 100%? That's very important. The healthy eating is just fine. My issue is just screaming that goes all the time. Yeah, like I said, just gotta figure it out. Like, figure out the situation. Like, how do I optimize this situation? Okay, that's how I do it. Done. Like, over. Don't overthink it. Don't, like, okay, this is the next move I gotta do. Okay, simple as that. Done. Because the second you overthink it, then all of a sudden you're wasting time. Not only are you wasting time, but you're making your life worse. And you're not fixing anything. So, zero growth is happening when you're overthinking. And you're making your life harder. And, like, you're not liking the situation in general. And there's no growth. There's no growth. So it's like there's no point in overthinking, okay? And if you're really like, okay, but I can't stop overthinking, then just do other things that make you overthink about those things instead, that are actually good things to overthink about. You know what I mean? So like that's the thing, is like give yourself more things to overthink about, so then you put less priorities on certain things if you're constantly overthinking about one certain thing. That's only if that's your issue. If it's not your issue, then we have to pinpoint what it is. That's the whole thing. Everyone's problems are different. So this idea that like there's a one size fits all problem solver is very, 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 the only thing I can think of that's one size fits all is working harder is never gonna not help. But I mean, even then, you could apply that to someone that's just in the wrong job, and they're like working harder is never didn't help them, because they're stuck in the same job and they don't want to be. But when it comes to yourself and your own goals and your own passions and things that you want to do, yes, working harder is never going to not help. It's as simple as that. What up, what up? What up, how everyone hopping in? Yeah, we're talking about how to boost your testosterone naturally. That's what we're talking about. Any other questions, really, anything off topic, we're not going to really discuss. We're only talking about how to boost your testosterone naturally, how to become the best version of yourself naturally. Basically all those different things that you see people like are roided up and stuff, and you're like, man, like that's kind of annoying that they have that. It's like, all right, well, we're going to do everything natural in our ability to get as close to that as we can. And when I say that, I mean as close as we can. So that means everything, that we're optimizing for everything. So you guys I would even argue that some of you guys should be making your steaks way rarer, you know, because you actually want way more essential nutrients in your steak. If you guys are making your steaks anything over medium rare, you're first off, it's disgusting. I don't know how you could do that. But number two, you're cutting out so much nutrients, and it's like you can't really do that. Like you can't really cut out the nutrients that's already in there because it's not going to hit the same to your body. Like you eating a raw steak and you eating a medium well steak does a completely different effect to your body. And let me tell you, the raw steak is actually doing better for you. I know you guys think that's crazy, but I'm telling you, raw grass-fed, good quality steak is actually one of the most nutrient-dense things you guys can have. You guys just need to open your mind a little bit about how humans used to do things. Like, do you really think when we hunted down animals and we didn't have fire when it was winter and it was snow, you really think we just were like, oh, well, we can't cook it, so we can't eat it raw? No, they ate it raw. They didn't care, okay? And that's why at the most expensive Russian restaurants, they have things called steak tartare or beef tartare and beef ceviche, which is a fancy word of saying raw steak, okay? And it's the most expensive thing they get that really expensive rich people eat. So why is it all of a sudden demonized? I don't know. What up, what up? I told it's not the best to drink 2 hours before you go to bed. Is that true? There's a couple issues with drinking water before going to bed. One is that you might have to go to the bathroom between sleep, which could interrupt your sleep. And number two, it could just mess with your digestion and absorption of whatever food you had. So keep it like you don't. Doesn't mean you don't like have to refuse water. Like no, I can't drink any water. Like you just have to make yourself die of thirst. But kind of don't like overdo it either. Just kind of keep it little and try to maybe get more of your hydration from like a fruit. Like if you at night you're thirsty, maybe try to eat like some watermelon. Try to eat some mango or something. So at least you're getting the electrolytes with it. Aren't there foods you should eat to avoid boosting test? Or yes, there are foods that you should eat and avoid to boost tests. 1000%. I'm gonna go over the foods that you should eat first. I'll give like a top 10 foods to eat to boost tests, and then I'll give a top 10 foods to avoid to boost tests. So steak, eggs, salmon, raw honey, raw dairy, so like raw milk. I think we're at 5 right now. Sardines. Oysters. Lamb. Organs. Beef organs. And, is like I think like pomegranate juice is like a third one because I'm gonna throw like a fruit in there, a fruit juice that's really good because it like has like boron in it or whatever, or like dates too. Yeah, dates because they have boron. Yeah, and then top foods to avoid, which is actually way more important. This list is way more important because the foods that you avoid will really help boost your test if you can really avoid these foods. So any fried food of any kind, chicken fingers or chicken tenders, onion rings, French fries, all no. No, 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 no. Especially if it's in a fryer at a fast food place. No, 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 no. No good. Very, 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 very bad. Okay? And then we have, all the Twinkies and cupcakes and muffins and waffles and pancakes and cereal. All are no-goes. All of them. All of them are no-goes. Cereal, even your Cheerios is a no-go for you guys. So let me give you guys a little breakdown about the cereal as we get into the lowering testosterone. So if you guys know a guy named Kellogg cereal, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. Well, this guy Kellogg, right? He wanted men to have lower energy. Okay, he thought men having high energy. You hear that voice crack? This shows how much it's been talking a lot. He wanted men to have low energy, pretty much. He wanted men to have low testosterone. He didn't want them to have high energy because he wanted them to be more told what to do rather than think for themselves. That's what he wanted. So he said, he paid all these scientists and doctors to say, hey, say that cereal is good for you and it's heart healthy. So then all this propaganda came out that cereal is good for you and it's good, the best way to start your day, all because this guy didn't want men to have energy. So now we have a society of people, fattest ever been, lowest testosterone ever been, sickest, laziest, most unmotivated. And most of them eat cereal every single morning. And they think that it's breakfast food. They think it's normal. They think it's normal to eat pancakes in the morning. They think it's normal to eat waffles in the morning. They think it's normal to eat French toast in the morning. They think it's normal to eat donuts in the morning. All of these things are so bad. And the fact that you start your day off with it is even worse. So my thing is this. If you're just starting out and you're hearing all of this is way too much for you, but you still want to, try it out a little bit, what I recommend you do is only eat cereal at night. Only eat unhealthy food at night. Only eat bread at night. Only eat any of these bad food that I'm telling you are junk food, like pancakes, all that stuff. Eat it at night because those are dessert. Okay? And the truth is, if you start off your day with pancakes, your entire day will be slow and unmotivated. Yeah, you'll have that sugar high for a little bit and then you'll crash down, all right? And then you'll just be craving more. It will not be a good situation. Bro, please wear a shirt. So another thing too, to about raising your testosterone is clothes. So there's a lot of clothes with a lot of toxic chemicals on them. And it could really be seeping in, as if you sweat, it could be seeping into your pores. It could be seeping into a lot of different stuff. And that could really affect your testosterone. Part of the reason I don't wear a shirt a lot is because I'm trying to avoid these toxins at all costs. And, also get sun and red light therapy too, which is good for my body, skin, because we used to live in caves as humans, and the sun was coming out, and so it was a lot of red light. So yeah, that's part of the reason I'm not wearing a shirt. More cereal yapping, hell yeah, brother. We are always yapping about the cereal. Cereal is like a main component of this entire thing. You have to understand, and not in a good way. Okay, not in a good way. This is killing me, Mew. I know, it is. Do you have any tips on how to get legs stronger because they're lacking? Squats, squats, leg press, leg extension, hamstring curls, hack squat, wall sits with some weight on your like wall sits. That'll definitely get them nice and like bulletproof legs type vibe. And then sprints. Sprints is the secret hack to getting your legs stronger. You have to understand it's one of the most primal movements. And when I'm talking about sprints, I'm talking about full body sprints. Now, some of y'all are out of shape, so y'all need to be careful with your sprints and don't just go full out right then and there. But sprints will definitely, if you can get into it, can definitely help get your legs stronger and increase testosterone 1000%. Sunblock. Sunblock is not good for testosterone. Really bad. If you're gonna use sunblock, use like zinc-based sunblock or tallow-based sunblock, because a lot of sunblock is really not good for testosterone because not only is it really bad for your skin, but also the sun itself, right, is also bad for uh like the sun is good for your health. So the fact that you're blocking the sun, you're blocking your natural energy with sunscreen is also not good for you. Hi, my kneecaps have been hurting when I squat. Is that from low padding and leg extension? It could be from a lot of different things. The truth is, what you have to do is start doing way more primal movements, wall sits, sprints, like weightlifting activities to get your tendons and ligaments strong in your legs. Like I said, that's the number one thing you guys want to focus on is not only getting your muscles, but also your tendons and ligaments. And a big part of that for legs is sprints, wall sits, and yeah. Even though those two kind of don't go hand in hand, one's a full sprint, high intensity move with fast switch muscles, and one's a more stationary, but they're both really good for getting bulletproof legs. So, and just, also make sure that you're, stretching before your workouts and not like a sedentary stretch, like high knees, butt kicks, like moving around, stretching, like, make sure you're moving around. Do you know they're talking about food dye out food so nothing will be colorful? Yeah, guys, that's one of the best things that happen is no food dye. Because honestly, if y'all know how food dye was made, none of y'all would even want to touch it. If y'all actually knew how bad it was for your body. But some people, they never find out. Once they find out, I teach people what's actually in food dye, and then like, bro, I'm never having that again. I had no idea that it was ever that bad. Like, oh, and then every single time they see red 40, nope, they're like, nope, I'll never do that. Ever since they found out how bad it is, they'll never do it. So how about you do some research on some red 40 and food dye and yellow 5 and all that stuff and see how bad it is for you because there's a lot of studies coming out about it. I did 20 minutes of exercise today and yesterday. Love that, brother. I also have bone marrow, edema, and Osgood Slater's other joint issues. Yeah, brother, you need to stretch. You need to focus on, rehabilitating yourself because, there's a lot of different things going on in your body that you got to make sure you're fixing. And that takes testosterone optimization, a healthier diet, and not focus on, the number on the weight, but more focused on primal movements, full body exercises and recovering your body because, uh, some of y'all are driving? Yeah, definitely don't type if y'all are driving. Got some of y'all on the roads. Uh, oh, is it glitching? My bad. Sorry. So yeah, this video is really about getting higher testosterone. So any questions that y'all got, you really need to connect it to that. Because I'm not going to answer anything that's off topic or anything like that. Did a lot of presses and curls with my 5-pound weights. Yeah, brother. So just keep increasing. And I'm pretty sure you said you had those 20-pound weights. So start using those as well. I have a pretty healthy diet. I eat yogurt with strawberries in the morning, chicken for lunch, and whatever mom cooks for dinner. Good stuff, brother. Like I said, to make the yogurt even better, like I hope it's not Yoplait, brother. If it's that, then you gotta fix that. It's like Greek yogurt and throw strawberries in it. But yeah. So definitely keep that in mind. Getting that bully at school need advice, bro. This is the spot. We're talking about how to higher testosterone. Okay, that's perfect for bullies. Okay, if you're getting bullied, then that's a perfect motivation to get higher testosterone. I believe getting bullied could raise your testosterone if you use it the correct way, because you're technically getting like physically threatened, and you put you in survival mode to a certain extent where you have to defend yourself. So if you're getting bullied, the advice I have is continuously boost your testosterone naturally, lift weights, become the best version of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. That's my advice. That's why we're talking about this, because some people do get bullied, and the connection is naturally boosting your testosterone so you can defend yourself and make sure that, no one looks at you like, wow, this person's just radiating just weakness, you never want someone to look at you like that, ever. It's like protein or something. Yeah, the Okais, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. It could definitely get better. You could definitely find some better ones, but those aren't that bad. Those are fine. I took like 30 minutes doing a singular incline push up. Hell yeah, brother. I love that. I love slow push ups, bro. I'd rather y'all do 5 of the slowest, most perfect, slow and controlled push ups than 25 push ups that are all over the place, bad form, and barely all the way down. You know what I mean? How were yogurt made? Uh, my bad. Thanks for the subs, guys. We're getting some more subs, too. This is good. You remember me from last lives, right? I'm the one you check my physique. I haven't yet. Sorry, my bad, brother. I have not. Uh... Oh, wait, no, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I do remember that. Never mind. I do remember. I do remember. My bad. Sorry, I do a lot of these lives. I forget stuff like that. Yeah, dude, keep going, brother. Keep going. Keep striving to become the best version of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually. Keep grinding. Uh, I can consistently get up halfway on each incline. Keep going, brother. See, now you can consistently do that, so then you're going to consistently be able to go up all the way, and then you're going to go from there. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Is it protein? So, I would say the best, if y'all are looking for pure protein from yogurt, go get Greek yogurt. Okay, that is the best yogurt for protein, okay? And then throw whatever fruit you want in there instead. Because a lot of the protein yogurts, they do have some protein in it, but if you really want the full protein, then just get a big thing of Greek yogurt and just throw fruits in it pretty much. I almost spent an hour doing one arm pull-up. Good stuff. Go to bed at 10 a.m. when it's 7 a.m. Good stuff. What up, everyone? Hopping in. We're talking about how to boost your testosterone naturally. I'm going to buy 10-pound weights because these 5-pound weights feel light. Hell yeah, brother. And soon you're going to buy 15, and then 20, and then 25, then 30, then 35, then 40, then 45, then 50, then 55, then 60, then 65, then 70, then 75, then 80, then 85, then 90, then 95, then 100, then 105, then 110, then 115, 120. And soon you'll be curling 120s. Nah, but if someone could do that, it'd be sick. My goal is to one day press 120-pound dumbbells. That is my goal. I'm at 80-pound dumbbells for like 10 reps right now. So, yeah, hopefully I can get it one day. We'll see. I did 20 squats 20 times. Love that, brother. Keep it up. Bro, how old are you? 21. Counting by fives on live. Hell yeah. No, that's what I'm saying, brother. Because that's the progression for the gym and the dumbbells. It's all by fives, brother. You get addicted to that 5-pound upgrade. It's an addictive feeling. We're just talking about how to boost testosterone naturally, become the best version of yourself. And yeah. I hate going to public gyms. I feel that, bro. I feel that, man. Public gyms can definitely get tough. However, if you choose to work out not at a public gym and wherever else, I hope you put in the same amount of effort. That's the only thing. But yeah, public gyms aren't really a vibe for me. Even though I still go to them every day because I feel like I have to. Bro, the gym, I have the weights that go up to really high numbers. I can currently deadlift 350 pounds and curl 150. You can curl 150 pounds, brother. Go. How old? I don't know how old you are, but I'm pretty sure that's close to like a record. Curl record. 18-year-old. Yeah, curling 150, that's crazy, brother. That's crazy, crazy work. But if that's true, I mean, kudos to you. If it's not, then that's the way more believable situation. But hey, man, some people are just freaks. Some people are genetic freaks. I don't know what you're doing in my live and not in the world record, competition, curling 150, but choose what you want to do. What we got? Any suggestion on how to increase height? Oh, I like that. So how to increase height. So I would say the main suggestions is obviously testosterone optimization, which is what we're talking about. So again, eating a good diet, cutting out the processed foods, but also another thing too is the sprints will really help. Hanging on a bar, stretching yourself, raw milk, raw organs. If you look at the Maasai tribe, okay, they're like the tallest tribe of all time, and they only drink like raw milk. They barely eat food, and they're like super tall. So keep that in mind that raw milk can have some growth hormone factors that are really, really good for height. And then obviously testosterone optimization is really, really good. Hanging on a bar, stretching out, stretching in general, sprints, full body movements to produce more growth hormone. All these things are really, really good to help you grow taller. So yeah, keep that in mind. And yeah, just straight up testosterone optimization. And also another thing too, I mean, it sounds psychopath, but just think like I'm gonna get taller. Like if you think it, it's more likely to happen than not thinking it. And I know that sounds crazy, but like, spiritual shit happens. Like you can't think, you can't believe it. But also do the other stuff too. The raw milk, the sprints, focusing on red meat, eggs, high testosterone foods, cutting out the bullshit, fast food, getting really, really good sleep, focusing on, not getting bad light, not scrolling, not falling into addictions, all that. It ain't cap. I've been going to the gym since I was 9. How was your day? Not possible. It is possible, bro. People that have been working out for way longer can't even do that. I think I will start eggs and steak. Love that. But you will get used to it. Get used to what? What were we talking about? Oh no, sorry, my bad. Then you bench 350. I'm 13. Not telling personal info, but if he's about it, he should be famous, right? No. Hey, here's what I got for you, brother. If you're really out here curling 150 pounds, I'm telling you right now, post that on YouTube and you will get so many views. If you just title the video, however old you are, curling 150 pounds, you'll get a bunch of views. And if you're not doing that, then you're hurting yourself. If you actually don't document what you're doing and being that strong, if it's true, if not, I have no idea. I would love to see it. That would make it way more true, seeing it, raw primal evidence. Because, I don't know anything. But if that's true, then you're hurting yourself not making a YouTube video or some sort of content posting, hey, I'm this age curling this much and this is insane and not okay and people need to know. Seriously, just so you know. Just so you know. There's no reason you shouldn't be posting that. Because there are people that are posting curling, half that weight at double your age and claiming to be, coaching people on training. So if you're doing that, then you should be posting and you should be hitting world records and you should be famous and everyone should know you. So start posting stuff. If that's true. Are you WWE test? No roids here. No, we're trying to avoid roids in the vibe. Oh, he was benching 215 for 12 reps. It's true. What up? But yeah. Just keep up with the hard work. And guys, make sure when I talk about all this stuff, one big thing I messed up with a lot, talking about low test. One thing a lot of low test men do is they lie to themselves, okay? They say that they're doing certain things that they're not doing. They try to blame other people on certain things. And it was definitely something I did too. I blamed a lot of different things on other people, other situations, my genetics. And I'm telling you guys, lying to yourself, cheating yourself is one of the lowest testosterone things you could do. You are going to lower your test if you constantly try to find the easy way out, constantly try to blame other people and lie to yourself. I'm telling you. The second you're honest with yourself, you go through that tough conversation, you get through it and you start becoming the best version of yourself, your testosterone will go up, okay? I promise you. But I noticed one thing that low testosterone men do is they constantly are lying to themselves. They're not honest with themselves about what's going on in the actual situation. They like to hide behind a certain idea that no, it's not my fault, it's everyone else's fault, my genetics, energy, mental illness, whatever it is. It's like you guys have to understand that you're only cheating yourself when you do that. So keep that in mind. It's nice doing karate like a world champ or like a world camp, I mean, yeah. 850 for 4 reps, 10 by the way, it's true. I can admit that I can curl it, but I need a spot. Brother, it doesn't matter. If you could curl it, post it. If you could curl that much, post it. There is no way that people aren't gonna maybe you might have to repost it just to get view on the algorithm, but there is no way the second that video hits the algorithm that you have I'm this age and I'm lifting this much weight. Even if you drop it down to 130, 120 or 100 whatever and you don't need the spot to make it, it's still going to look good. People are still going to be like, "What? This is insane. This isn't human." You know what I mean? So keep that in mind that that's what that is. Okay. So yeah, if you're not posting that, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because there are men that are roided up, train constantly, focus on their diet, do everything in their ability to become, as strong as possible, and are still not even close to a 150-pound girl. How long should each day for optimal growth? Right now, I do 20 minutes. I would say there's not a certain amount of time, because I could say a certain amount of time and it could go completely different results based on how hard you're training. Like I could say, oh, the golden rule's 45 minutes, and then one person trains extremely hard for 45 minutes and does it right, and one person barely trains at all for 45 minutes and does it wrong. So I like to say it's about your stimulus to fatigue ratio. So if you're training really, 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 really extremely hard, you do not need to be in there for more than 50 minutes, in my opinion. 45 to 50 minutes. If you're training extremely hard, but if you're someone that's like, no, I need to do more sets. No, I'm not going to take every single set to failure. No, I think that's stupid. Then you might need to train a little bit longer. You might need to get more reps in. You might need to get more volume. So it might need to, your training sessions might need to be like an hour to an hour 30. But it really depends on how hard you're training. Now, I would say you do both. You have some training sessions where you go about 45 minutes to an hour, or 45 minutes like to 50 minutes of just hard, 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 no, like CNS frying, central nervous system fried type training. And then you try some high volume, not really trying to destroy your neurological brain for like the next couple days, like that part of it, and see what works better. Do I get more muscle results from this or more muscle results from that? I'll tell you, the harder the train, the stronger you're gonna get. Okay, but volume is more for muscle growth. So I think the more you train, the more the muscle can grow, especially when you're focusing on contraction. But when you focus on training extremely hard and pushing to failure, that's how you get really strong. And it's just as simple as that. Uh uh you're right, unless you're part of Hercules family. I'm not, but if you don't know my life, you can't say anything about it. Like I said, like uh you know, if that's actually happening, my advice to you is post it and get views and get rich, or not get rich, but get views, and you could literally start a business, a company from this. Like you could possibly just get sponsors. You could literally post that and people will just be like, okay, I'm gonna sponsor you, and you didn't have to do anything. You know what I mean? So like just keep that in mind, that like you could literally get sponsors from just a video like that. So y'all need to be thinking opportunistic too. Like if you have some sort of value, something crazy, something that's like, okay, people have clearly told me like this is insane to do, then like do it. You know what I mean? Keep that in mind. Uh but yeah, because you definitely, Jesus, definitely want to, optimize for that. You optimize for, the best. Whatever the best situation is. Is eating carbs nice for the body to be fit? Okay, let's talk about this actually, because I actually want to talk about this. So the whole carb situation, you guys act like carbs is this specific thing, and it's like, is carbs good? Is carbs bad? I'm like, what the fuck are we even fucking talking about? Did we become stupid? Okay, there are good carbs and bad carbs out there, and if anyone denies that or tells you that all carbs are the same, completely don't listen to them. They are completely wrong. They are not educated on food, nutrition, or anything. All carbs are not the same. This is not how it works at all. Okay, it's not how it works at all. Okay, you eating carbs from sweet potatoes is completely different from you eating carbs from pasta. That's a fact. There's nothing you can do to change that. It is what it is. Okay. So when you ask the question, oh, is carbs good to be fit? I think raw fruit or raw honey, fruit, vegetables, yes, those are good carbs to be fit. But I think the idea that you should, and sweet potatoes are good too. I just think the idea that, oh, like, but carbs, like, what are carbs good? Like, it doesn't matter. Like some carbs are good, some carbs are bad. I think some carbs you can eat and you will be really fit, and some people eat carbs and they're really not fit. Okay. And some people try to say that, oh, it's the amount of carbs you're eating. Like, why are we talking about the amount and if they're good or bad? Why can't we just talk about specifically? We know that Twinkie, which is still carbs, compared to a apple, which is still carbs, is better. We know that apple is better. Like, it's as simple as that. So let's not get too caught up in the whole idea of like carbs bad, carbs good. It's just one thing. Like, carbs could be so many different things. There's so many different versions of carbs, and carbs do so many different things to you. Okay, there's so many more energy and electrolytes in fruit than there is in wheat and pasta. So keep that in mind. Because people like to say, "Oh, carbs give you energy," and then they eat a bowl of pasta before their game or something. It's insane to me what we've been lied to as humans about carbs. Uh, are you single? Yes. Uh, Carbs. I mean this. Oh, you mean like crabs? Crabs are good. Crabs are really good. High protein. Any animal food is really good. Just make sure you're not getting it from like a disgusting source because what I mean. A lot of them could be feeding off of some bad polluted water. But if you're getting like fresh crabs, yeah, that's good. I believe that's good. Jake, the only thing I can curl without a spot is 100. I'm getting to 150, but it's still hard. And almost 450 bench. Yeah, brother. Like I said, if you're benching 450, let's actually look up bench world record for a 15-year-old. And if you're above it, then brother, you got some records to break, man. Actually, we'll go 16-year-old. Okay, so Raw No Equipment mentions a 292 bench press for 16-year-old world record for single bench press. YouTube notes bench is 16 and 17 category notes a. Okay. They saw a 479-pound bench press by a 15-year-old. But there was like a lot of equipment and straps. Very, very interesting. Hey, brother. Like I said, I don't know who's here. You guys could be like I said, you guys can say whoever you want, but at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys are 40-year-olds in your basement just typing that you're a person or whatever. You know what I mean? But I take everything that you guys say literally because, it is what it is. Like if you guys want advice, I can still help someone out with that advice. So even if I believe it or not, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't really matter. Like I'm still going to give you the advice. I'm still going to you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Because I'm not just going to sit there and be like, oh, like, I don't believe you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to say, like, wow. Like, if that's really the case, which is unheard of, by the way, then you should be posting about it all the time and other people should be seeing about it because, like I said, it's unheard of. And the idea that you're on my stream instead of posting this and not becoming, like, a world record breaker and not telling people, hey, like, I do this. Like, I'm trying to break records and stuff is insane, bro. It's absolutely insane. So, keep that in mind. Uh, and so look at this sister. Why you sound like drunk? I don't want to be mean, to be honest. Nah, I'm just tired. Honestly, tired from the day. And another thing too is, guys, you have to understand. Like, I'm not gonna try to talk to you in a way that's, beating around the bush. So maybe it sounds drunk to you, but the truth is, this is part of the way I talk. I'm just trying to, keep it real with you guys, not really hold anything back. I don't really hold anything back in general. Peace out, everyone. Or not everyone, my bad. Peace out, just person that hopped out. Uh, I have a question. Go shoot. This live is doing so interesting right now. Can you sing "Die with a Smile"? I don't think I can. So don't be sad. Whoa, no. Sorry. This is only talking about how to get high testosterone. We're not talking about any other advice but that, unfortunately. If y'all have any questions about, like getting, boosting your test, but I'm not really, like I said, I'm not good at giving like any like dating advice unless you're a dude, to be honest. I do not know how to give girls good dating advice, to be honest, at all. I have no idea how your guys' brains really work in that field. So I only give dating advice to dudes, and then this is not even about talking about dating at all. We're talking about how to raise your testosterone naturally. So again, become the best version of yourself, and yeah, that's all there is to it. Become the best version of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. And yeah, honestly, guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. We got some good talks in. Uh, got some good stuff in. We'll talk more about boosting tests and just making these chats a little bit more specific to what we're talking about. Keeping it, keeping it keeping it real, like keeping it a vibe, you know what I mean? Keeping it what we're talking about. Like I said, the stream is, not beating around the bush. We're talking about how to raise your test, become the best version of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually. And that's about it, okay? There's not really much else that we're. I'll see y'all in the next one. I might stream later tonight. We'll see. But who knows?